Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with three S's. I am your host here, Chantele Francis, here with my lovely co-host today. We have
Brazil.
Hi, Brazil. So if it's your first time on Reality Realness, then welcome. Make sure you subscribe right down below. We are all about reality television and all the gossip that goes along with it. So today we're going to be talking about episode 7 of Love Island US season 2. I guess overall thoughts on the episode, Brazil?
Pretty exciting. Yeah, I really liked it. I mean, pending tomorrow's, but so far, so good. Yeah.
But yeah, I know. I totally agree that I definitely feel that this season is more like Love Island UK, and it's just a little bit more exciting. I'm more involved in these people, and I care about them a little bit more than I didn't care about anybody last season. I don't know if it was just because it was new or what, and I was just not wanting to give it any credit. I don't know, but I have to say that I definitely enjoyed this episode thoroughly.
Oh yeah.
So basically, in the preview, when it does the recap of what happened at the end of the last episode, and we have Lauren again being teased to be coming into the villa. What do you think about how this is going to all shake up at that point?
I mean, she's beautiful. The accent already, I'm a sucker for accents, so if I was a boy, I probably would be really into that. I think she's confident. And I think some girls are in trouble.
Eek, I agree. Trey says that she thinks that Lauren is the hottest girl in the villa. Hi, Jaquan.
Hi, Jaquan.
Do you agree with that? I don't know if she's the hottest. I think she's very pretty. Obviously, everybody that's in the villa is gorgeous. I don't know if it's just because everybody's just be like, oh my God, she's so hot, that I'm just she's beautiful, but she's not that amazing.
I think she just seems exotic because of her just being different from the other girls. I mean, her body type's a little different. And
Kardashian-y, I guess we'll say.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And yeah, yes.
Agree with us.
And just her confidence, she has some swagger about her that some of the other girls either had until she came in or didn't have before anyway. So I think that alone makes her more attractive, especially to someone like Trey, who's kind of, his partner is a little bit more reserved and laid back, and he's
a lot more reserved and
laid back.
So go ahead.
No, it's okay. I'm done.
Well, I know that you don't really have a liking for Carrington, but tell me if you had a little bit more empathy or sympathy for him when he was talking with Kirsten about his upbringing. I believe you have maybe had similar upbringings to him, being that he is from a military family, and at times he would make friends, really close friends, and then they would move away or he would move away, and that would be and he'd always have to be ending friendships. So this could be one of the reasons why he kind of puts on this tough guy act or whatever, because he probably doesn't want to get hurt. So how are you feeling about him, you coming from a similar upbringing?
I gave him my first crack on of the season.
No!
I know. Just because he did open up about that. But I think him and I use it in different ways, but feel differently about it. I'm thankful for that experience because I can make friends so easily because of how I was brought up and having to constantly do it all over again. So I think if he just opens up a little bit more and talks about it, people will see. I don't think he does open up really.
But give him say 6 or 7 years, he might have grown up a little bit, right? And so he might be able to.
He's still pretty. Yeah, he's still young, but I don't know. I was really happy that he divulged that, and it did make me cry a little bit. I was like, wow.
I'm so happy.
First crack on of the season for Kirsten.
He definitely cracked on for me, and Kirsten seemed to be kind of liking the fact that he was opening up to her.
Yeah.
And I think that what our biggest problem with Carrington is that he didn't seem like a three-dimensional person. He just seemed like a caricature of somebody that's supposed to be good looking. And so seeing that he has a little bit more depth now is what is making him a little bit more attractive, because before he was like, I was like, he is not attractive at all, because his personality was vapid and bleh. And so now that has a little bit more depth, he has a little bit of a history. It's like, oh, now I can understand a little bit why you have this mask on. He's becoming more likable, and he's becoming better looking, I would say, in my eyes.
Yep.
Still not into him, but he's definitely got better looking since that conversation, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think my favorite people like on shows like this are the ones that make me completely change my thinking about them. So I'm not saying he's gonna be my favorite, but I love that character arc of someone. So
me too. So I thought this was funny. It was a kind of a scene with Johnny was there with a bunch of the girls, and Johnny was trying to get the tea out of Moira about the situationship. Johnny's a little bit of a gossip. What do you think about that?
he seems to be in all the conversations.
Everybody talks to him about their relationships, and he wants to know the tea, which is very interesting.
I know. I'm kind of interested to see how he'll use it, or if he just like runs it back to Selly, or if he runs it back to the boys. But they haven't really shown how he uses it, if he does. And maybe it's just personal library. I don't know.
Or maybe that's just how he bonds with women, because I don't know if you saw, there was an unseen scene, or like a behind the scenes scene, little clip of him in the very beginning, before they really got in their first matches, and he was talking about like, so if you're with a girl and she like mentions that she like likes me, just make sure that you tell me, like just have like an open communication of like, if you hear that somebody likes somebody, like make sure you let that person know. And so I feel like, I don't know, he's a bit of a gossip. I think he knows how to play the ladies a little bit better than we were maybe thinking, you know?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah. So Calvin and Moira have a little chat, and Calvin did the exact same thing we've been talking about, which is why we think that Johnny's doing so well in this relationship, is because he is choosing to go at the speed of Selly. And so Calvin is saying that he wants to go at the speed, whatever speed that Moira dictates. What do you think about this first little combo between them?
I think the convo, like obviously on paper, is good. I'm just not sure if they have that spark or connection. I guess we'll have to see. To me, it seemed they seem more like friends, in my opinion. But I don't know, because I mean, taking it at their own speed, like I understand it, I get it, and I think it works. But if there's not that connection, it'll never go anywhere. Like, as we're kind of seeing with another couple. So
which other couple are we talking? Oh, well, not that one. Okay. But but also we looked at Rachel and Caleb, and that was another couple, though, in my opinion, that I feel like I don't know if they are going to progress. It seems as though she chose him obviously because Jeremiah said that he wasn't interested really in pursuing anything more than friends. And so she wants an opportunity to maybe date somebody that was seemingly interested in her. He asked her out on a date before he entered the villa. And so what do you think about like kind of their initial little convo?
Just say it kind of the same as Moira and Calvin's. It just seems like a bit not forced, but they're kind of, now they're in the situation, and I feel like they don't really know what to do. Like, it doesn't really seem effortless on either end. So I hope it works. I think they'd be cute, but again, I still don't know much about Caleb.
Well, and I still don't know much about Rachel either. I don't really know her. I don't know if it's just because of what they've shown, or because she kind of has bounced around in couples right away. But yeah, I don't really know anything about her. I don't really know her vibe. I just think of her as somebody very matter of fact. Like, this is how she talks is very matter of fact, and this is how I want it, and which is fine. But like, I don't really get more from her. I don't really see if she's passionate about something or she has any quirks. She's just very, structured and straight.
Yeah, and that's kind of I've been wanting to see, but maybe just because so much else is going on with the other couples that it doesn't even meet the requirement of airtime. I don't know.
Okay. Next situation that happened. So obviously this is right, I believe this is right after the recoupling. Trey and Justine are sitting on the couch and she was like, "Did you like my speech?" And he's kind of going on like, "You make me happy." And she's just like kind of pushing it off and not really like engaged in, like, he's trying to make it a little bit of a romantic moment, and he leans in for a kiss. She calls him out on leaning in for a kiss, gives him the cheek forehead combination, and he's giving her like sensual kisses like on her cheeks and on her forehead, and I'm just like, so awkward.
It ain't there.
It ain't there.
That was so cringy. She was like, "Did you just go in for a kiss?" And he's like, "I mean, what the fuck? Come on, Justine."
But like girl, there. Like that, like
you got to try at least once, but it's not there. I think she knows that, and she's not even willing to try.
Like, okay, I would be okay with her if he like goes in for the kiss and maybe it's like awkward and not like well centered or properly, you know what I mean? Like I can understand if it's awkward and they giggle about it and be like, "Oh my god, that was the most awkward thing ever," and they could just giggle about it after. But denying the kiss, giving the cheeks and talking about the kiss after, I'm just like, yeah, no, this is really, really bad.
Mug off.
It was so muggy, cringe, pie. Like, it was just.
It was bad. It was real bad.
Oh my god! If that happened to me, I would like. Well, I would just like. I probably would have broken up with her right then.
Yeah. Well, I think, was this before or after he was talking on like the lounge chairs with Johnny and Sally?
I'm assuming it's before.
Before, okay.
I'm assuming because, yeah, I mean, like I have so many pages of notes, and that's like on page one. So I'm assuming, you know, that it's beforehand, or maybe I didn't write down what you're talking about. But yeah,
I'll bring it up if you don't.
I was definitely really, really embarrassed. Yeah, it was bad. She has no game whatsoever. Like, none. Like, it's so easy to kiss a guy.
I don't know what it is. I want to see like if her perfect guy was dropped right in front of her, if she'd be the same way, or if she's just not into Trey. I don't know.
I think that she is not into allowing herself to connect with somebody in this like fast-paced environment. Like I think she more so would vibe with somebody, like they meet friends of friends or whatnot, and then they start talking and maybe go on a couple of dates and whatnot. Like, I think the speed of this is very uncomfortable for her with people that she may not have necessarily been attracted to. And so I think that she's feeling like she's forcing herself to be attracted to people that she would normally have met. But it's a different situation. She should be open to seeing if he has a connection with people that she would probably never really meet in her life. And so let's see what's he got to say. Let's see. I think Trey is really starting to like her from the talk he had with Johnny and Silly about Justine friend zoned. Yeah, we're gonna get to the friend zoning part, but 100% agree that things are going to go downhill for that duo. Before that, though, they were all sleeping, and I feel like you can tell by the way people sleep if they're compatible or not. You watch Survivor, right?
Here and there, yeah, not religiously.
So
but
one of the things about Survivor is people are always like, oh, just you want to look and see who's cuddling together or sleeping beside each other in the shelter. It just shows who people are close to, who people want to be, cuddling with. It shows loyalties and maybe, alliances. And so I found that it was, Sally and Johnny were pretty close. I was surprised by Mackenzie and Connor kind of doing a little kissy kiss. And if I'm not mistaken, everybody else was kind of like spread apart. What was Kirsten and Carrington like? I don't remember.
They weren't. I don't think they were cuddling, but I don't know.
Was he awake lying in his back? Somebody was. But anyways, I just feel like
I think maybe he was.
Really.
Yeah, because I remember James and Moira too weren't very.
No, not at all.
Yeah, see that's what made me think like I don't know.
Exactly, and this new couple with her, they were far apart.
Not James and Moira. Sorry, I meant Calvin and Moira.
Yeah, I mean, but we were talking about James and Moira not cuddling.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah, same with them. Like they weren't very cuddly either.
So I feel like that's definitely going to be indicative of what's going to be going on further, because like Justine and Trey not close to each other, her head's turned away from him, like she is not giving come to me vibes. Like she can have any guy that she wants, and I think that she doesn't know her power.
No, I think maybe after this show she will, but as of right now, I feel like she has no idea.
No, okay, not trying to throw any shade here, but is it a Pisces thing? Is it a Pisces thing? Do Pisces ladies or not have any game? Are they too wimpy?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. It's a good question. I've never really had to think about it because I've never really, I guess, had to be the one to make the move. But if I did have to, I don't know. It's a good question. Oh God, Chantele.
I'm gonna put it down. Like
I'm gonna be like Justine though. Like, there's no way I would be like that.
I'm gonna be character traits of Pisces women is no game.
Whatever.
It's not so good. Okay, so what am I talking about here? So I hated this segment when in Love Island UK when I think her name was Annabella came into the villa and she's lying down all done up, and obviously the girls are not going to be wearing makeup and like everybody's just going to be sleepy, probably just have only brushed their teeth, and then come into the villa looking all banging and laying very posed, we'll say, seductively posed on a lawn chair. Justine was the first that came out and was like, oh my God, I saw there's a woman there, and then goes back into the villa.
And ran back in. I love her reaction when someone new comes into the villa.
I mean, I love the reaction, but it's so plotted by the producers.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's probably 7 o'clock in the morning and she looks like she's ready to go to Ibiza,
Yeah.
So you think that's a crack on or mug off, that whole little scene?
Oh, I don't like it. Mug off because one, it makes the girls already more insecure because they are not already looking on her level. And so just in that short time span, if your guy's looking at you who just woke up and her, their brain's going to go to like a faraway place. So I don't know. I don't really like it how they do that.
I mean, it's good for the TV show, but it's just like, oh, shit's gonna go down. Girls are gonna go crazy. And just if they just haven't had a lot of time in the villa, they haven't developed really strong bonds. And so I know they're trying to create drama. It's a TV show, but I want to see these people find love. That's what I like about the show, is when people actually find these connections, and then they can live through the adversity. Like, we want to see them get to the end. We want to vote on couples that we want to win. You know what I mean? And so it might be a little bit premature, I think, to be breaking up these couples, because we know that this lady has her eye on Johnny, and they seem to be the only bona fide couple at this point. So I'm just slightly annoyed, but they might have fed her that line.
If she didn't say anything about Johnny, I'd be less anti-Lauren. I'm not anti-Lauren, but kind of a little bit.
Just a little bit apprehensive. Same with me. And Selly, like, out of all the girls, I'd say she's the most warm, the most like, oh my God, she's so hot, the most girl, like doesn't seem like she gets catty amongst other women.
She's the most secure, I think.
Exactly. And so it's just very interesting that we know as an audience that Lauren's coming after her man and doesn't seem to really be upset about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I know she doesn't know Sally. So, of course, she's just going to be like, I'm coming to the villa. This is my chance at love as well. Like, I get to go on dates with whomever I want to. And sorry, like, if you've been sleeping in a bed with him for 4 days.
But like we've talked about, people that come in and go after a really strong couple, like I would be nervous that then Johnny would just go after the next, like, you know, person
Exactly.
after her that walked in. So I don't know when and if that's ever worked out to where someone like Lauren came in, went for like the very strong couple, and then those two lasted until the end. I'm not sure, like, if that's, I can't remember a time really.
Well, what ends up happening is the audience doesn't end up liking them, so they end up getting voted out. You know what I mean? Though the people usually want the people that what you do? People usually want the couples that have lasted the longest and been there from the beginning. Where usually the OG couples is usually who we want to see win in the end. And so whenever there is a switch up a little bit down the road, I find that the audience doesn't vote for them to stay in the villa, and they either split them up or they have them ejected at some point. So I think that's what ends up happening. They never usually get to the end. So what about when all the girls were chatting in the little bar area and Mackenzie, without any evidence that we saw on the show, says that they made it official?
Homegirl needs help.
It's like when she said it, it was to me clear that she was only saying that now just to be as a back off.
Yeah.
I am like marking my territory. She's basically peeing all over Connor right now with that statement.
Well, I don't know, read the room. Like, I would have never said that to someone like her, who I think wouldn't give a fuck if you're together or not. Like, and you know that's going to get back to him. So especially if that's not true, she really just screwed herself over, because then Connor's going to be...
It's bad. She just starts looking crazy. And so it hasn't gotten back to the boys yet, but the boys then just question Connor in general because, you know, obviously this is a hot woman, and it seems like Connor had a bit of a reaction to her and is kind of finding her attractive.
And I think the boys want him to move on from her.
Well, why don't they like her? I mean, she's annoying, but like...
I mean...
oh my God, hold on. This is funny. Jaquan, no, that's not true. I think that James he's a little bit more maybe they're similar, but Mackenzie is not trying to make Connor, I guess in a different way. Like, James wants to advance sexually, and Mackenzie seems to make it want like progress title wise and like being in a stronger relationship than they actually are in. So okay, I'll give it to you that similarly they want to progress their relationship more quickly than the other is willing to go at a speed that the other one's willing to go at, and they get offended when they're like, no. It's coming. It's coming. So Johnny was a little bit scared to talk to Lauren. I think he even mentioned this. I mean, it might have been in a confessional, but why do you think he's scared?
He probably doesn't trust himself.
No.
I mean, maybe he just knows how he's been like outside of the house. And like thoughts that have creeped in when, you know, say he's talking to one girl, but then he meets someone else, and then he's maybe left that girl for her. And I think it's good that he's scared, because that means he cares about Sally.
Mm-hmm.
And at least he's being real about it.
Yeah.
Like, like I would have less respect for him if he was like, no, she's not attractive. Like, no, like I don't like her. And then like she asks him on a date, and then something happens. Like, he's admitting,
that there's an attraction or something, or like he's intrigued or whatnot.
And Sally knows that. Like, she's not stupid. She has eyeballs.
Absolutely. And like, yeah, it's good in my opinion that he's at least not pretending like that she's not gorgeous.
Right.
You know?
It makes me nervous, but at least he's scared. to fuck things up or, you know, like make, I don't know. I was like, I'm scared for you, buddy.
So before they go out to talk to the ladies, they kind of all the guys are in the change room and they razz what's his name, Connor, a little bit. Then when they're leaving, Connor does a little spray with his cologne. Is that a crack on or mug off?
Crack on because I want him to move on.
Fair. Yeah, it's funny.
But yeah, we'll get to it later. But
well, that's what I like right now is that we're seeing him have a little bit of initiative towards somebody. And remember what I've been finding about him is that he's just kind of like this sad sap that's like just like moping around Mackenzie, and like I don't see their vibe. I don't see like any drive from him. I don't see any masculinity. Like I just don't see anything. He just seems like a drip. So the fact that at least it seems as though he has a little bit of interest in this Lauren person. It could be just to get away from Mackenzie, whatever it is, but it's just at least a little more interesting, and it's making me like him more. Even though he gets tongue-tied really quickly, like, spit it out.
And I think this goes back to him probably not having been in a serious relationship, or him being in a relationship with someone like Mackenzie, who's very like the spokesperson of the couple for sure.
Crack on or mug off when Lauren's 29 from Oxford, and she tells, I believe it was Connor, that Mackenzie said that they were official.
Crack on. I knew it was gonna happen. Like, you say something like that, and that is definitely something that's gonna get brought up. So,
like, obviously, then that's so embarrassing.
Especially the way it's not like they've been like Johnny and Sally the past couple days. They've had quite a few issues leading up to it. So, and the guys have definitely all seen that.
Oh my God. And even Johnny, though, is saying like Mackenzie should be scared. If guys are saying that, like, because
Johnny's in the house and Johnny doesn't even know how like it looks on the outside. And that's what I mean. Johnny's got a pretty good read on things. And I think that's why people go to him.
Hold on, let's see. I want to see what Jake wanted to say here. I think the most dangerous thing is how long Lauren took. Lauren last look at how much chaos she made in a day. That's true. Like, she did make a lot of chaos in one day. I think it's like, obviously it's a bit of a pressure cooker inside of the villa, and their relationship was already teetering. Like, we knew that it was ready to blow. We just didn't know what was going to happen. I thought that a guy was going to come in and swoop in on her first. A guy that had a little bit more, balls. But it seems like it might be the other way. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't dislike her by any means at all. I think she's there for the exact purpose of the show. I think I'll feel different. I'll just be like upset, like if it ends up being with someone like I don't want it to be with. But I think her personality type overall, like, she wasn't bad mouthing any of the girls. She didn't seem like a mean girl. She just kind of seemed to be there for herself and like fuck everyone else kind of thing, but not in like a mean girl way. So yeah. I don't have anything against her, and I think that outside of the house, you're going to be going through the similar things. You go to a bar, there's like a beautiful woman there. You go to an event, whatever, and like your relationship with your guy or your girl, whatever, should outshine anyone else in the room, and you should feel confident in that. So I think she's going to bring out a lot of that in the other couples, which is good for.
Well, and also with her, like, I agree. Like, obviously, I don't really want her to be hurt and feel bad and all that stuff. But I think what we're learning is that her confidence is a bit of a facade, and that she's not as confident in, being in relationships as she kind of made it appear to be. And so I think that she's kind of learning a lot about herself in that way.
Wait, I was talking about the new girl.
Oh, well, I'm talking about Mackenzie.
No, because Jake wants to comment. I was talking about the new girl. Sorry.
That's okay. I got confused. Okay, wait. Rephrase that.
Basically, I don't blame the new girl for anything. She's there for herself. Like, she's not a mean girl. It doesn't seem like she's a mean girl. And that she's bringing out traits in the couples that I think are good to confront now, because you're going to face all of those.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sorry.
No, I mean, I just started thinking of Lauren when you were saying that. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I see that. I mean, not Lauren, Mackenzie. I was like, why am I confusing these two?
I don't know. I was like,
they don't look alike at all. But anyways, but just to piggyback on your point though, so the confidence that Lauren has is the exact opposite of the lack of confidence that Mackenzie has.
Yep.
And so I feel as though, Lauren coming in and shaking things up is like what you're saying, is bring up all the insecurities in the other couples, in the other relationships. And so it is a good thing to have her come in. I might have wanted it maybe a day later, just so that they have a little bit more of a connection, just so that, it's not a new shiny thing that they get to go play with. Like, they have a little bit more of an emotional connection to the people that they've been partnered up with for 3 days or whatever. But yes, she does it. Lauren is coming in for the right purpose, to shake things up, to see who are actually strong and kind of prepare these couples for Casa Amor. Because if they can't handle one beautiful woman coming into the villa, how are they going to have 6 beautiful women that are all wanting to stay on the show?
Right. Or handle anything outside of the house. Like, that's the whole point of this.
I don't believe that any of them are going to stay in a relationship until
none of them.
Well, until maybe later on. It's too early now. I need them to face.
Well, but I mean, it shows you like what the person acts like in that situation, which I think is good.
So one thing I noticed, and I wonder if you picked up on it, is when Mackenzie and Connor walked away. I don't know who pulled who for a conversation, but like hand in hand, holding while they're walking away, and I'm just like, she is so trying to make it look like they're so tight, and everybody can tell. Like, it was so obvious to me. It was so obvious to Connor. It was so honest to everybody around that she wanted it to look like this natural, like, hand holding, let's walk away couple thing. And I cringed. How'd you feel about it?
Just awful. The poor girl had no idea.
Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's gonna be bad.
Wait, I texted you about it last night, but Lauren's necklace, when she came in, said Scorpio.
Oh, it actually did say it on it. Okay.
It's like a gold chain. Like, you know how Janelle said Janelle? It said Scorpio in the same writing.
Oh, Scorpio. I mean, those water people, Scorpios are challenging.
I don't like Scorpios, so that immediately, like, I just have found that I don't do well with Scorpio, so that immediately made me be like, fuck. But
did we say that Johnny was a water sign, or an air sign? Did we say he was a Gemini?
I think he was a Gemini.
Okay.
Or Gemini or Leo. I don't know why.
Not Leo. I don't think he was a Leo. I think it was Mackenzie that's a Leo. The only reason I'm asking is that just on an elemental level, air and water don't really go that great together. They make hurricanes. And so she might be sensual and all Scorpio mysterious, but I don't know if in the end they will connect, which is thank goodness. Just because, Sully, what was Sully? She was a Gemini too, wasn't she?
There's a lot of Geminis. I think James was also Gemini. I forget who else.
Where did I write this down? I thought I wrote it down like there. Oh, no, I just pulled it up, didn't I?
No, I think you had it. It was before no.
Well, Kirsten and Trey I wrote down, but I think I pulled it up on the computer and I looked at at the website. So never mind. I can look at maybe again later. But I just don't know if Johnny and Lauren, after this initial attraction kind of fizzles out, if they're going to actually be able to connect, because just, water and air, they don't really work that well together. Thank goodness that Sully and Johnny are compatible. Thank to goodness. How'd you feel about her oiling up in front of the lads?
Very strategic, very effective. They all about died.
Right? They're just all like just loving her body, and they don't make them like that in America, or they make them different in the UK. I can't remember what they said.
Carrington said that. I don't know. I mean, it worked. Like, all of the guys were just like, I think Johnny fell over when she walked away, but she has a booty for sure. When she was walking away, I was like, oh shit, like the guys are definitely gonna be into her. But I mean, whatever. Like, she was just putting on sunscreen at the end of the day. Like, she knows what she has. She's flaunting it. It's serving its purpose. I can't hate on it.
I don't hate on it. I don't hate on what she's doing at all. I don't think she's coming in as someone I dislike. Like, I'm actually fine with her.
I can't. Like,
yeah,
it's not like she's come in and been like, you're gross, you're ugly. Like, she doesn't stop it.
She's being nice. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm just like, well, I mean, do you, girl? Like,
so
otherwise.
Sorry?
Until she proves me like wrong otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. So Johnny and Connor also have a little conversation about, and Johnny asks him what he would do if they went on a date. Do you remember this scene? Because it was so, I was starting to feel bad for Mackenzie, just because it's like, he doesn't know how to get it out, but he is gone. Like, he's not into Mackenzie at all anymore. And I felt like I saw this really well in this particular conversation.
Yeah, I think the guys pick up on it too, and I think that's why they're kind of pushing it.
Mm-hmm.
But again, there's Johnny involved. I think it's good, like, from like a friend standpoint. I think if it was reversed and it was like one of my girl, like if I was a girl in the show and a girl was being the way Connor is and feeling that way, I would also be pushing her to explore other options.
Yeah.
So I think it's a crack on that the boys do seem to have that brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jeremiah. Yeah. So I mean, I don't blame them. It makes me think that there's more to Connor than we see, because the guys do seem to want him to find someone. So I don't know.
I don't know who that is, but that's really funny.
All of America. Yeah. We'll get to that too. But, I mean,
yeah. So Connor talks to Lauren a little bit, and she brings up what Mackenzie had said about them being in a couple or a relationship, and he just stammers and babbles, and I haven't actually like done the whole romantic gesture to and I'm like, what are you trying to say?
But then he tells her that, but he didn't. What he said to her, to Lauren, is not at all what he told Mackenzie that he said.
Yeah, what did he say to Mackenzie? Because that comes up pretty much.
He said that he told her that they're there, but it's not official yet because he hasn't done like a romantic gesture to like do it. But what he told, from what I got from the conversation, what he told Lauren was that they're not there yet.
He's scared of her. And
then the boys were like drilling him when he came back, like, oh, like, how did that go? Thinking that he told Mackenzie the truth, which he did not. It's like, oh, it went pretty smooth. I told them what I told Lauren, and they're like, oh, okay, good, bro. And I'm like, not at all. Not at all.
He completely is like giving Mackenzie reason to still be interested.
Mackenzie's going to have a heart attack when she watches all that back.
Oh, I know. But not going to last, though. She'll be over him, and she'll get somebody else. Yeah, it was so bad. So Mackenzie, though, was saying that she was not nervous. And then you see the awkward, like, draping her arms around him, like, kind of like just, marking her territory, like, draping. And I'm just like,
I think that was the hardest thing I've had to watch so far in the show.
So that's a mug off?
The definition of mug off is that scene.
Oh, from season 1 with Caro. Ray? Who's Ray?
I'm trying to hold on. I feel like I can't
remember what he looks like. Honestly, like season 1.
Oh, was he? I think he was shorter.
Was he the black guy that Caro was dating?
Yeah, and I think
he was living in New York, I think.
Yeah.
I liked his personality. Actually, he was fun. Like him and Caro dated for a bit after.
He was one of the OGs.
He wasn't OG though. I think it was the first round of guys that came in when they went on. Four guys came in and they all 4 went on dates, I think. I can't fully remember.
I liked Ray.
Yeah, no, he had a good personality. I remember that. Like he was very likable.
Yeah, him and Caro didn't work.
Well, Caro seems like she'd be a lot to take in personally.
Yeah.
So yeah, you didn't like her draping her arms around
No,
him?
I was like, if I was Connor, I would have been immediately like, I wouldn't have said it then, but I would have mentally been like, done, 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 done. If you can't even trust me to be in a different room with someone else, come on.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
no, she's
it's embarrassing. It's bad.
She's cray cray.
It's bad. It's bad. So then Lauren also pulls Carrington for a chat, which is not that it's surprising because he's an attractive guy, but I feel like she's 29, so she's the oldest person in the villa at this point.
Well, she said that she dates younger guys to her detriment. Earlier, she had said that.
Nobody wants to date a guy 7 years younger than them. It's just like maybe when you're 40 and 33 or 50 and 43 that can work out, but not.
That made me question her. That made me think, I don't think she's telling the truth. I don't think she actually does date guys younger than her.
I don't think so. So I think that she just wants to be on the show at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't feel as though Carrington would be somebody that I'd want to really be getting to know from what I would have seen from him on the show so far. Right. I thought it was really awkward though. I don't know who said to whom, but that they're physically attracted. I think he said it to her. He must have that I'm physically attracted to you. That grosses me out personally. If a guy I'm just meeting says to me like, yeah, I'm physically attracted to you, I don't think I could like that.
I think he asked her, I don't know if it was, he asked her, like, who are you most, like, physically attracted to?
There's a who there. You're right.
Yeah. And she said, she's like, you. And he was like.
Also still really weird.
Yeah, no, yeah, because I'm like, why does it have to be physically attracted? Like, unless they think that they come in not seeing anything beforehand, then I could see that question. But he's got to know that, like, they know a little bit about the couples, like. But yeah, but the fact that he said that question, I was like, God damn it, Carrington, like, I gave you a crack on earlier. Come on.
He's so awkward. Like, I don't know, just like, I mean.
I think he wanted to hear that, like.
How would I be able to take it? If, like, I was kind of into someone and they're like, yeah, like, who are you physically attracted to in the villa?
I wouldn't want to know.
I'd be like, well, not you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what she said. You.
No, I would say not you.
I know, but that's what she said. You to him.
I would never have said. Even if I was, I would have said like.
I know.
You at all.
And I'm like, I thought you liked Johnny.
So wait, where is this? Jaquan wanted to find the answer to something or our thoughts about something. Where'd it go? I think he wanted to know our thoughts. Here we go. Thoughts on Carrington turning on Kirsten after she was there for him in the beginning of the episode. Like he did though. I did find that too. That they had that little bit of a moment, and he was just ready to jump ship. And I thought that he was a little bit more invested in Kirsten than,
I could
that he
see.
showed.
I mean. We're pretty much at that point, but her reaction to them talking, she kind of, you can tell like her anxiety immediately went up. She kind of was like snapping at Sally, not snapping at her, but kind of being very like, don't make me cry, or like, I know that, when Sally's like, we're all in the same boat, like just being kind of matter of fact. And she's like, we're not in the same boat though. Like you can tell, like, again, when someone comes in and you see how someone reacts to that, but the conversation happened before he realized Kirsten was being like that. Mm-hmm. So I would give him a little bit of a pass if he already knew that she was being so insecure, but he did not know that already. So I feel I'm Team Kirsten on that front because
yeah, I think that he should have been a little bit more loyal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I can see how he was like a little bit turned off after that. Like maybe like, oh, why? Like she just kind of like freaked out and like started crying. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to do something, but if you're acting.
Well, I definitely thought though when like I saw Sally and Kirsten, like her comforting Kirsten, I was like, oh boy, this is definitely foreshadowing of like, it's getting bad. It's going to get bad for them, and it's going to get bad for Mackenzie and obviously, well, we know that's happening for sure. But yeah,
Right.
I was starting to get worried. I felt that everything was getting ready to blow.
And I started to actually really feel bad for Kirsten at that point because I didn't really give her the warmest of thoughts on her intro, but seeing as did pick Carrington, and then she did go on 2 dates with other guys, and she still seems to be all in on Carrington. I think she's like less surface level than I pegged her to be. So I definitely felt for Kirsten in that situation.
Absolutely. And I don't know who said this, but I think it's no, I think it was Kirsten says like they are into you until they aren't. And that's like kind of true. It's like, you know, you get
it's 100% true.
And so I think that she's worried that he just might have just stopped. And it's something that guys tend to do a lot more easily, I find, than women, is that they like someone and then they just don't. And that's usually when the ghosting comes in. And these guys are probably master ghosters. But like it's gonna be hard to ghost these women that you're living in a villa with. So that's also could be why some of the drama is gonna be happening too.
And it seems like Kirsten's gone through that a lot on the outside of the house, which it seems like she tends to go for like the same type of guy every time then. So I think she's used to it. She kind of already knows what's coming, or like there's a possibility of it, and she's kind of just like breaking down, which I can't hate on at all. Like we've all gone through it.
In this whole moment too, I was just like, this is the first time I really believed that she liked him. I was like, ooh, okay. I thought she was more so playing it cool. Like whenever they were having conversations, I didn't find like they were making that much eye contact. She's kind of always looking around when she's saying these meaningful things. And so I thought it was just because she was saying what she thought she was supposed to be saying. But now it seemed it could also be that she like has never really been rejected like this before. And so like that could be a little bit of a bruise to her ego. But it does seem like she likes him.
I feel like I've done that. I've done the whole play it cool thing. Like, you know, like they don't want you to go all crazy and then it backfires. Like maybe she played it too cool. And that's also backfired on me too. So I totally feel for Kirsten in this situation. And I don't know.
What do you think about when Carrington said he wasn't sure if there was going to be potential with him and Kirsten outside of the villa?
I mean, yeah, I think his like words were like, it was so much more interesting talking to.
He was intrigued.
Yeah. So that is a good reason, not a good reason, but a reason to, in this situation, like this vacuum, like someone over someone else. Like I understand that. And I don't know.
The problem is, I think part of this intrigue is the confidence that comes with age. And so she's 5 or 6 or 7 years older than Kirsten. So she's going to have a different level of knowing what she wants, knowing how she wants it, like being very assured in her. I mean, obviously you can be any age and not have that confidence, because we're learning also even with Justine, who's like 27, I believe. She doesn't seem to exude that. But in comparison, though, Kirsten and Lauren, she's just way more mature and way more confident. And confidence is so sexy, and guys are just so attracted to that I'm feeling bad that it's just not a fair big game, you know?
Well, and I think too, he's shown that I think he wants to let on more about himself and kind of break down his own walls. And I think he knows that like Lauren will ask him those questions that no one else really will in order to find out who he really is. Because it took him and Kirsten a few days for, you know, him to open up to her. And I think with Lauren, she's going to ask those questions and find out more. And that's what she kept saying. She's like, I feel like there's something deeper to you. I feel like, and whether or not that's from her seeing things that like from the previous episodes, I think he finds that more attractive because I think he does want to open up and he does want to, you know, figure himself out and find someone that will bring that out in him. And I don't know if that's Kirsten.
I don't think so. She might not be deep enough or allow him to be deep enough. That she
Right.
just might be too surface. Like, yes, she has been opening up, but two surface level people that want to go explore something more deep, it's just, I don't think that they can do it with each other. I don't
No.
think they can extract that from each other necessarily. I would
Yeah.
like to see it happen, but I just don't know if either of them have the depth for the other person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's Johnny talking to when he says it's unattractive? Was he talking about Mackenzie or Kirsten? And who was he talking to? Do you remember? Or was it, maybe it was all the guys?
I think it was all the guys, and I think it was about Mackenzie, because I think like right after that, Mackenzie walks up to the boys with Connor and then like kisses him goodbye, like when they're all working out. And then she's like, "Yeah, like have a good workout, boys. We'll be watching." And it was fucking crickets. No one said bye. No one
That's
said
crack on, man. That's a
anything.
crack on for awkward moments.
I was like, if I were her and I noticed that no guy said anything, not bye, like see you later, like just like a respectful nothing. Like I was like, oh shit. Oh shit.
She's not picking up on clues at all, though, which is like, I think is very strange. Like, I don't know, if I notice everything and I'd be like, what the hell is going on?
Exactly. That's why it's so cringy, because I would turn around and be like, "What'd I do, yo? Like, come on."
Are we not friends? Like, what?
Yeah, like, what? So I could be wrong, but I think that's the scene you're talking about when he said.
No, it totally is. I'm totally remembering.
Okay.
It. Yeah, I think that happened, and then I think Johnny must have said that after.
Yeah, probably.
That makes sense. So within that kind of whole scene, I believe is when Trey also says that he's not going to disrespect Justine. So what do you think about him saying that out loud? And is that
I was like, am I Team Trey over Team Justine, or am I crazy?
Well,
it made me like, through this whole process, I've respected Trey a lot more than I gave him credit for, because he did say before he paired up with Justine that he wanted to make sure that like who he paired up with was going to be like, you know, the person that he really clicked with and like went forward with, but it's not really working out. And she denied him on a kiss earlier, and he was like, I really respect, and he pointed to where Justine was sitting. And so he's like, that's beautiful, Trey. And it just, to hear it come from him, and
yeah.
like, I don't know, he was saying that
and this is the thing, is that, you know, we've talked about it, we've already mentioned it today, or I did anyways, that, you know, the guys moving at the speed of the women and like how they want to kind of progress the relationships in there, because most guys are just going to want to get into bed right away. Like, they're probably going to say yes to that. And so the fact that they're really opening, like allowing the women to lead kind of that conversation of intimacy and like getting to know you, like I think that's a really great thing. And so he's doing that with Justine, and then we get slapped with the Justine doesn't know if it's the house or what, or the villa or what, but she's moving slower than she usually does, and gives him the open door to get to know Lauren better. What the F?
Jeremiah 2.0.
Jeremiah 2.0, exactly. And then look at this. This is what Jaquan says. I think Trey is really starting to like her from the talk that he had with Johnny and Selly. Yes, we're agreeing with that. But then Justine friend-zoned him. And now I'm wondering if Justine friend-zoned him because she was nervous about maybe moving forward. Because
yeah.
Just like listen to this for 1 second. Like, so she doesn't usually date players. She has no game, right? So like, she's not usually going to date the guy from the football team that's like banging every chick and like has like, you know, a roster of girls that he calls whenever he wants, right? She's not usually used to dating that type of guy. She's not like the player's wife, you know? And so I think that he's a little bit dangerous with her maybe wanting to invest her feelings and emotions into. And so I think she was willing to maybe, you know, partner up with him and see if she could allow herself to maybe move in that direction with him. But I think he scares her too much emotionally because she doesn't trust him. And so I think that she just won't allow herself to kind of fall into anything more than friends with him because she doesn't know how to handle or maneuver a player. I think she just doesn't have the friggin' skills.
I think you're right, or it's happened to her once before, and she's like scarred from it.
I mean, maybe, but I just don't think she's dealt with players.
I don't know.
Like people that have dealt with players, they have no bullshit. Like they're usually cold. They're probably
unless you're Pisces and you've dealt with it time and time again.
No game, Pisces. I don't know. I mean, I just find that like people, the girls that end up getting these players, getting them wrapped around their fingers and hooked, is like they're usually the bitch. They're usually like they have no time for them. They usually like have him running after her. You know what I mean? Like make him chase me, not this kind of whimpery stuff that Justina's been doing. But I was really upset. And then obviously he was upset by this because he just had said, I mean, I don't know how soon before it was, but that he was interested in, he wanted to, didn't want to disrespect her. And so that means he wasn't even planning on going on a date with Justine if like, like he didn't want to. And then she decides to cuddle up next to him.
I'm like, what the fuck? And he was like, now you're trying to, like, his words that he said to her were my exact thoughts. I was like, and she's like, I'm just trying to be honest. And I'm like, what do you mean?
And I think he says like he feels like it was a slap in the face. One of them, he must have said that.
He did, yeah, he did. And then he was like getting ready to go in the pool.
And she's like, oh, aren't you going to ask me into the pool? And he's like, I don't know if you want to get your hair wet. That is I don't want you to come with me into the pool. You totally shot down my little boy ego, crushed my little boy heart. Then you try to cuddle up next to me, and then you want me to still be nice to you? Like you just what?
The main thing that in that conversation, he was like, she said like, I don't think if we're not getting there at this speed, like will we ever get there? Like something along those lines. And he was like, I'm going at your speed. And I was like, I'm Team Trey on this conversation. I'm
Team Trey on this conversation.
I'm a person, and like I do like Trey, I think, as a person, but oh my God, like I could not believe that conversation was happening. And she can't just say it's not there for me. Like, go for it. She's giving him complete mixed signals. She wasn't even cuddling with him ever. And then all of a sudden she's like, yeah, I might not be there, but like, let me cuddle you. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't know. I think she thinks she's being, I don't know. Actually, it's not good game. It's not good way to get a guy. She's lost him forever, in my opinion. Like,
yeah, and I don't even blame him. Like, if she goes home because he ends up pairing with someone else, like she did it to herself. Jeremiah 2.0. I mean, I there's no other way to put it.
Yeah, it was just. It
was like plot twist. Justine's in love with Jeremiah, so she wanted to leave right when he did.
But okay, you're saying Jeremiah 2.0, but like, doesn't she remember how she felt in that situation? She probably just wanted to be like, no, wait. That was a little bit different. I mean, I guess maybe it would be more so Rachel and him, like, she would understand the situation, but like, give it a day. Or something. I think she might have also not wanted to be disrespected or embarrassed if Trey decided to go for Lauren and like.
But I feel like if Justine gave him anything, like any PDA, any cuddling, like anything, he wouldn't even think about going for Lauren.
Okay, what do you think about this? For some reason, I think that Trey and Kirsten should talk. I think they could be compatible. I mean, she's hot enough for him. I think he dates girls that are hot like her for sure. Like that kind of wags, you know?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, no, I think they could be good together.
I think they should give that a shot for sure.
Yeah. And I think he will. I think he'll capitalize on the fact that, well, we'll get to it later.
What do you think about this too? So I agree with that. Also, I think that Trey learned from his past. He probably had toxic relationships, so he wanted a good girl. I think 100% that. I think that he was definitely opening up to maybe having a relationship with somebody that was a little bit different from who he usually goes for. And her the same way, but I think that it was more difficult for her to be open to somebody that's just a player. Her insecurities came up big time, and that I don't think she could handle somebody that has so much swagger. I know I just say swagger all the time, but it's just like.
Well, and that makes me like not team Trey over Justine, but team Trey in general, because if that is the case, which I think he's right, that makes me want him to find love here, because he does seem ready for it. So.
Oh man, I was so upset. I think is that when you said like you're gonna scream?
You're going to die when you watch this episode. I could not believe it.
It was just like I was so upset. I really wanted to. I wanted her to try, and she just didn't try.
She didn't.
So, yeah, she definitely killed the vibe. Yeah, I think that she just ultimately did not want to get hurt and was just intimidated by the man that Trey is, unfortunately. So next we're at Johnny and Lauren. They go for a little date. Is that right? Hold on.
Yeah. They don't go for a date, but they go like talk.
They go talk, and he says the thing that I think is so cringe is that he's physically attracted to her.
Oh, yeah.
I was surprised that he said that, but I think it's that Scorpio-ness, though, you know? They're usually very sensual and, like, you know, very physically attracted to it. And I guess he also makes that make sense, because when he talks to Sally, that's kind of the language that he says to her, is that, like, I'm attracted to her physically, but I don't know if we have, you know, the banter and, like, the playfulness and the other parts of relationship. And so maybe that's just how he talks, but I just would be turned off personally if some guy that I just met is like, yeah, I'm sexually attracted to you. I'm physically attracted to you.
Well, I mean, she got to know what she's walking into with the age difference there, too.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay, now I'm remembering the scene. So they're sitting on the couch when this happens. And then Trey walks up, just like someone put a quarter in him. Like, he just walks up and he breaks in. And
like Bachelorette style.
Like who style?
Bachelorette.
Absolutely. Can I talk to you for a second? Or can I take you away? Pulls her for a chat. And Johnny's like, are you serious, bro? I mean, obviously, like, he doesn't know what has just happened, most likely. Like, the last thing that he said was that he wasn't planning on disrespecting Justine. And so it might be surprising for him to see, like, him just, like, strutting over and pulling him for her for a chat. But I was like, Justine, man, you messed with the wrong guy. Like,
he wasted no time.
I mean, I was kind of here for it.
I was, too. I wasn't mad about it at all, which I thought I initially would be. But I was like, Justine lit a fire under his ass.
Now, the conversation was a little bit strange how it began. I don't know if it's just like they Frankenbite it and so they kind of cut pieces, but I don't know if he asked her to tell him something about herself and she's like, yeah, I was born dead. And I was like, okay. And talks about how she's born with an umbilical cord around her neck. And so she was actually officially maybe dead when she was born. And obviously they were able to revive her right away. But I just thought it was a very strange opener.
Very cryptic.
Yeah, very well. It wasn't cryptic. It was very literal. But why is she talking about that?
But I feel like she meant. I don't know. I feel like she meant something by it. Like, I don't know. That's the way I took it. Like
what?
Like kind of like, don't fuck with me. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Do you know? Do you know? So he asked her what she thought of him when she first saw him, and she immediately said that he's a player. That she thought he was a player, but she did seem to have the door a little bit open towards getting to know him, and that he has surprised her a little bit. So I was thinking that maybe there was an opportunity for them to start feeling things out a little bit. What do you think about the rest of this conversation?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that there's potential for her at least to like want to get to know a little bit more about him.
Yeah, me too.
So, and then like during this time, Johnny went back to Sally. Did you write that down?
Say again?
When Johnny went back to Sally, like right after their conversation.
Yes, and that's when like they're basically talking about, he said that she's attracted to her, or was that after their date?
No. Johnny goes like right back to Sally. Like, well, it shows, I think, like a little
Johnny's
bit.
His head won't be turned. His head won't be turned. His head won't be turned.
He said she's got nothing on you. And I just love how, like, I mean, I, like, obviously in that situation, I'd ideally want to act like Selly. I don't know if I would. Like, I don't know. That's why I can't blame Kirsten. I can blame Mackenzie, but I can't blame Kirsten for kind of freaking out a little bit. But Selly was just like, oh, you know what I mean? She's so secure. She knows, like, what she has to offer, and she thinks that it's better than what anyone else in there has. And so I think that ultimately made Johnny be like, the fact that she's so secure made Johnny more confident in them.
Mm-hmm.
So when I heard her, like, him go back and say that to Selly, I was like, yes. But
yes. Head won't be turned. Yes. Mm-hmm. So right after that, they're all getting ready for the evening party, all the dates, all that stuff. And in the boys' side of things, they asked Carrington to demo how he was going to kiss Lauren. Was this a crack on and Margot for you? How'd you rank this kiss?
Mug off if that's actually how I wanted to go about it, but crack on entertainment-wise.
Agreed.
I was like, oh no, but then I was cracking up, so I'm like, well.
So Cheers is led by Lauren, obviously, to everybody in the house, and Selly was she's very, like, life of the party and very upbeat and smiley. Like, she's good vibes girl from what I've seen so far, which is what I really like about her. But then Lauren gets a text, and they're kind of all like, oh yeah, you had to say it, you know, like, just kind of, she's part of the villa now, whatever. I got a text, and her text says that America chose,
sorry, Mackenzie,
for Connor to go on a date with Lauren. Now,
America
both instinctively chose Connor. And I'm assuming for whatever reason we did it, all of America or most of America did it as well. Why did we do this?
Because of how the episode went the night before. The roulette and her reaction to him just being on the show and playing a damn game and her being all crazy. And the way they edited it, I swear to God, if they would have put that poll out before the episode aired, there would have been a different outcome, I'm sure. But they put it out for only 30 minutes after, at least for me, Pacific Standard Time. Connor, no brainer. Immediate, like, they made magic in the episode with the editing. Like, they knew what they were doing.
I was like, Connor, like, it was just like immediate. Like, I didn't even think of anybody. I'm like,
I know, I was cracking up when I was like, I voted for Connor. You're like, I did too. I'm like, oh shit. And then at that point, I knew that all of America would be doing the same thing.
That is so bad. And
that's why I texted you before the show even started. I was like, how would you feel if America
I would be, well, okay. I have a little bit more self-reflection in these certain circumstances. Like, I look at myself all the time and how I come across and, like, when things happen to me or happen in my life. Like, I definitely look inward and see how I've had a part in whatever's going on. And so I think that I'm a little bit more reflective than she is. Yeah. Because she's going to play the victim and, like, oh, this is happening to me. And why would America, she even said it multiple times. Why would America do this to me? What have I ever done? Like, what? And it was just victim. And
she can't see. She can't see the fact that
dead.
And oh my God, she kept
he kind of did say it feels good to escape.
Yeah, I know. She immediately walked away from the table, and then I think Justine tried to follow her, and then she wasn't having it, and she kept going. I mean, should we finish the Connor and Mackenzie narrative and then go back to who else she's gonna pick?
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
So then they go, like, Connor follows her upstairs. And all the boys are telling him, like, it's not your fault. It was America. Like, don't feel bad. And then
you definitely shouldn't feel bad. No. She should. But, like...
And I think just the way, like, knowing how she reacts to, like, something so simple as him not following her or, like, whatever else she got mad at, knowing that America chose Connor, like, we all knew what was going to happen. I knew that that's the worst person to pick, but
she kept on being like, "Oh my God, doesn't America see that we're like falling in love?" I was like, "I'm sorry."
We do the opposite, and we want him or you to fall in love, so we're helping you.
get apart, and like she needs to learn how to be normal in a relationship. Like, I mean, I'm not a relationship expert, but I'm just seeing from what I'm looking at in this particular scenario and what I've seen in my lifetime is that these people definitely need some help in the understanding how men and women interact. I'm just talking about normative
Right.
relationships, cisgendered people. You know what I mean? Like I understand that to a certain extent.
But
And so
yeah. Oh my God. And then I think, Connor goes up to her on the patio, and he, he's trying to comfort her, and she's like, I don't want you to go. I don't want you to go. I'm like, girl.
And then Lauren comes around the corner to grab the man.
No, and then she's like, Lauren's like, do you want me to give you guys a minute? And she's like, no, I won't take your time. And then she's like, I think I'm gonna throw up. And then like Lauren goes over to the patio or like the balcony, and just like her eyes to the camera, she's like, what the fuck? And then like Connor gets up and like walks towards Lauren, and you hear Mackenzie yell as she runs away, I'm gonna be sick.
This is so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. Okay.
And then Connor immediately goes, don't worry about her. And I'm like, oh,
right? Just let it. She just needs to like get over it. So do you think that Mackenzie messes up her own relationship and tries to blame it on her exes? Well, she's the common denominator in all of her relationships. And so.
Yeah. And she's only like, from what she's told us, she's dated millionaires. And when I think of that, I think of like
sugar babies.
Yeah, I was gonna say her being like an escort, or her when like them catering to whatever she wants, them not being able to get anyone like better than her, and her always being like the main focus of attention. Not in a mean way. I just think that's what she's used to. She even said it herself. And for someone, and that's why I thought she might like Connor, because he would like maybe be intriguing to her, but it's clear that it's not working out
at all. Oh my God, it was just so awkward.
Oh,
I don't want you to go. I'm worried. I don't want you to go. Okay, so going back in time a little bit, we're seeing Lauren at the table when Mackenzie originally just stormed off. And so she gets another text. And this text says that she gets to date 2 other boys of her own choosing. And we weren't sure whether or not Trey was going to be part of this conversation, because he kind of did sneak in there last minute, but she ends up choosing Carrington and Johnny for a date. Were you surprised?
I was.
You thought she'd choose Trey?
I did, but I think it's the way it was edited. I think she obviously, like, I was hoping that she would pick Trey over Johnny, because Trey was much more forward with her from what I saw, but she did come in saying that she wanted to go for Johnny. So I was surprised, but not shocked.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of teetering back and forth. I was just kind of hoping that she would choose Trey and give Trey a chance.
Well, but Johnny didn't get to finish his conversation. You're right.
That's true.
So we don't know how, like, they didn't really end anything, so maybe she thought that there was still a chance. I don't know.
One thing back, though, when Mackenzie is like crying, she thinks that she's not good enough for Connor, which I think is interesting. She's like, America hates me and thinks I'm not good enough for Connor. I was like, that's definitely not what
America's you and Connor thinking. Are not going to work, and that's basically what America thinks. Not that you're not good enough for him, it's just you guys aren't going to work.
Oh my God, I wrote it down again. I wrote, cringe, so awkward. This is such a turnoff, a sense of relief to escape. But he's going into the night with the open mind. And then you saw a little snippet of Johnny's date with Lauren. And didn't we? I feel like they were sitting, or was it part of a preview?
I'm not sure. I don't either. I didn't.
I feel like I saw them sitting like at a 2-top table at nighttime.
I don't know. Either I don't remember.
I think it's a
my brain
preview.
blocked it out.
Okay, Jake Owen also said this. He thinks that this season's definitely better than the last season, 100%.
Wait, what's your tea?
It's coming. I'm just making sure I get all this stuff. This will be fun. I definitely can't wait for the recoupling to see the order the guys have, because Lauren has options. Yeah. Like, it will be interesting.
That once it gets down to that last guy, like.
Jake Wan, agrees. It was a preview of the next episode that Johnny goes on the date with Lauren, and so they seem to be kind of hitting off a little bit.
And they're making us wait till tomorrow.
I know, right? Just put it on Wednesdays and just have the weekend off. We don't need to have the weekend recap on Saturdays. Yeah, and you know what? That's what I was thinking, though. Maybe we see on the weekend recap, because I didn't actually watch it, how Moira hurt her leg, maybe.
Hopefully. I'm still like, what the fuck? Why is no one talking about this?
Okay, so let me get this set up so we can get you to see.
Oh my God, okay. What are you doing to me?
Okay, so.
Am I gonna be happy or sad?
I don't know. I really don't know, girl. I really don't know.
Oh no. Oh no. Wait, what? Was it? Who is that? Who is that? I can't see. Oh, that's Johnny. Who's that? Who the fuck is that? Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Does he have a girlfriend? Oh, fiance? Oh, fuck me.
Okay, so there's that, and then.
I can't hear her.
You can't?
No. Can you restart it? Oh my God. Oh my God. This is my problem with voice. Can't hear.
At all?
Mm-mm.
Why? Could you hear the music before?
No. Just the video.
Okay, let me try then.
No!
Can you hear like this?
I saw him music begging to talk to me, begging for me to give him a chance. I kept telling him no, I kept saying no.
Can you hear it?
He makes a big
yeah, can you restart it though?
Okay. Posts to me. And that's why I explained in another video if you go all the way down on my
Okay, try again.
So I just wanted to do a quick story time on like my last two TikToks about Johnny Love Island, because there's like so many people coming at me, and like there's articles coming out like calling me his ex-fiance. What I tried to explain in a previous video, and I was just reposting it for people to see about the video I was talking about, was that I was at Rolling Loud, and I saw him music begging to talk to me, begging for me to give him another chance. I kept telling him no, I kept saying no. So what does he do? He makes a big scene, gets down on one knee, and like posts to me. And that's why I explained in another video if you go all the way down on my TikTok. And so I was like, oh, repost it for people can see so I can stop tagging you. Well, it ended up blowing up. I haven't been on my phone. I keep seeing all these things about like, oh, ex-fiance. I'm not his ex-fiance, but he did do some crazy shit. And that was one of them, because I just wouldn't talk to him, that he made a scene and post to me. So there's a story on that, so people can stop coming at me for defaming him or whatever, when I never said that. It just got misconstrued. So this is story time part 2 about the whole Johnny Love Island TikToks. Everything else I said was true. I mean, the whole I didn't know he was leaving until a week before, that's true. I had a boyfriend in between our on and off, and I was like, we had broken up, and he was like, oh my gosh, I'm back in, like whatever. He was like begging for me back, and I was like, let's be mature. We're not right for each other. Like let's not do this. He kept begging for me back, being so persistent. Finally gave in. He told me he loved me, wanted to get back together with me, like he could see a future with me getting married. And then he made it seem my birthday party, made me cry because there was other guys there, and he's just so territorial that like he could have any other guy talk to me. He's like, that's my girl, I love her, I'm gonna literally do anything for her birthday. And then 3 days later, I was like, wait, so where are you going in a week? I heard you were leaving. And he was like, oh, Love Island. And I just blocked him and never talked to him again. Who does that? So this is gonna be the third and final part of like the whole Love Island Johnny story time. I didn't ever mean for it to get that far. I just made a joke and have receipts, and it just kind of blew up. And now, like, people from back home are, like, you know, really telling me that I really did a bad thing, and I'm really trying to beat him down. That wasn't the case. I mean, am I that upset that, you know, people, that I said what I said? I mean, no. I mean, I feel kind of bad that people thought I'm his ex-fiance, but there's way more to the story than that. And, you know, like, for these people that are like, oh my gosh, like, that's so fucked up of you. Where were you guys when he was going to Love Island, but still had me on a string the whole time? Like, why didn't anyone let me know? It's like, I'm here by myself trying to figure this stuff out. I spent 4 years on and off with somebody that I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with. That didn't work out. So now what? So this is going to be...
So, thoughts?
I mean, the narrative that she pushed was that they were fiancés. But what the fuck? I don't know.
So it seems, just from what the information, so maybe she did post it seeing like being a little bit pissed off, like, okay, they're kind of on and he's going to go away, she's going to Love Island, and he's like, F him, like, I thought we were supposed to be dating and maybe you're trying to get me back, now you're going on this show. And she's probably pissed. She probably wants a little bit of clout, you know, for the fact that he's on this show. So, like, create a little bit of drama. Maybe they're going to ask her to come on the villa now, like, go in quarantine or something like that. I don't know, but, like, maybe.
But it's not something they haven't done in the past, so. At least Love Island UK, I think. Yeah, Love Island UK.
Have a real life boyfriend come in?
A real life ex.
Who was it?
Oh my God. Sorry.
I don't remember that.
It was a girl that came in that was the ex of a boy. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up right now.
I kind of remember what you're talking about. I kind of remember, to be honest. I can't remember which season it was, though. Okay, fine. So, but anyways, like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, that's what she is doing. You know what I mean? Like, trying to get some clout, trying to, like, piggyback off of anything that he gets from this show. And people probably just started, you know, internet trolling her and sending her hate messages and stuff like that. So that's why she wants to clarify it. But I do think that they have been dating on and off for 4 years. I do think that she probably was surprised that he was going to go on Love Island with maybe how he was like, oh, I want to be with you. I want to be with you. And so I'm worried about Johnny now, and I'm worried about Sally now.
Yeah, that I don't know. I'm going back and forth between, like, I don't know.
So
I mean, clearly his relationship with her didn't mean enough to him for him to not go on Love Island.
Well, I mean, it's also an opportunity. It's kind of like, do you watch The Bachelor?
Yeah.
And so, like, Bachelorette, remember, like, how, like...
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It happens all the time, I feel like, where the boys kind of, like, keep the girl on hook a little bit because they don't know whether or not they're going to last on Bachelor or Bachelorette, and then, you know, want them there when they get back.
And they kind of want the fame, particularly from, you know,
right.
the show. And so maybe Johnny just wants to be like an R&B singer, and like that's why he's like writing these songs on Love Island.
Don't say that, because I was so Team Jed until
you were Team Jed
in the beginning. In like the first couple weeks I was, and then I was not after that. I was like so Team Blake, which was also so bad. But yeah,
Blake.
I hate the one thing I hate the most about the people that come on the show is to
advance their career.
Come on to advance their career. Like, that pisses me off the most, because so many like people get cut in the beginning, like for whatever reasons, but they may have been actually compatible with whoever is the star. So
do you think that that Johnny's ex-girlfriend should have waited to talk to him till after?
Yeah, I think
okay, sir. I think that they're the same.
Well, but I think regardless, the way that she portrayed that video, it looked like he had a current fiance, and she's mad that people think that they're engaged. But that's immediately the first thing I thought when I saw that video. And whether or not he did propose, that's a different story, and that should be something that gets talked about. Absolutely.
Who's? Oh my God, he's like.
Oh no, Sally's in trouble.
Callie Jane, is that the person from Love Island UK?
Maybe, yeah. I just remember it was for sure a girl that came in, and the guy was like, "What the f? Like that's my ex." And then
people, Louise Morrison, they have a daughter, but it didn't work out.
Oh yeah, Luis was like the really big guy. Yeah,
I don't remember.
It was Love Island UK. I think maybe like season 2 or like 3 or 4, 2 or 3, like from 2 to 4. I think. I think it was one of the first seasons I ever watched actually, and I was like, what the? But I remember he was like super upset when she walked in.
Okay, it's almost coming. Okay, I almost remember.
Here, I'll show you. Yeah, no, so they've done it before. It's just I don't like, if she doesn't want people to think that they're not engaged, then just show the pictures of you two together. You don't have to show that video. I understand like for context, but also on the other hand, like it doesn't, I don't know. God damn it.
I was really sad to see that personally.
Yeah, these two. Chantele, you'll know. Yes.
Show me.
Luis, he was like the really big guy. He was like the soccer player, I believe.
Oh, yeah, I liked him.
Well, he was already in the house, and then Callie came in. And he was like, what the fuck?
He's so cute.
Thank you, Daquan. I knew I was Googling it too, like nothing was showing up.
Yes, definitely cute. Daquan also says this. So the one thing that I noticed is the longer you are in the villa, the Islanders become brothers and sisters, so they don't step on each other's toes until new people come in. And like that's another thing too that I guess Mackenzie was hoping that would happen, and Kirsten were hoping that would happen, is that they were going to be in the villa for long enough, and that people wouldn't want to step on their toes and kind of interfere with their relationships. And so I can understand obviously why Mackenzie's kind of upset about it.
Yeah.
But
and because she stuck up for all the other girls at one point, I feel like. Not all the other girls, but most of.
Oh boy. Let's see what happens here. Look at what America thinks of Mackenzie now with Johnny.
I know. That honestly really tainted everything I thought about Johnny. I'm like pretty shook right now.
In a bad reputation, he could get voted out. I mean, that popping up now makes me think that he is going to go for Lauren.
I hope he does. Like, I don't think Sally's
going to be the Mike move. And that was,
like, we don't know that he's already told Sally about this in the hideaway, and that would obviously never be something that I shared with the other Islanders, like, because I would be, I wouldn't want anyone thinking that, like, I'm stupid for staying with him, but if I really trusted him, I would keep it close. But if he hasn't told, I don't know. I feel like now this is going to be a big plot to the whole, God damn it. I'm so upset.
So, I'm sorry. That's the tea that I found, girl.
I knew it. I knew it was too good to be true.
He's also still 22. You know?
I mean, maybe.
He's very good looking.
Regardless, before, after the show, or during, she was going to come for him. So even like say that never came out, and then at the finale he like just for I don't know.
Oh,
just say that he's with Sally. What?
That's something so true. I think that's going to come out during the Twitter game. Damn.
If the producers like allow it to, yeah.
Damn. Oh man.
Yeah, but no matter what, I think she was gonna post that video or show her story no matter what. So maybe
how about we look at this? Maybe they're both just opportunists, and he told her to do that. It's gonna get more famous that way, you know?
Yeah, but you see what happens when America's not on your side. Jaquan's right. Fuck, dude. Oh.
But I don't know.
If he picks Lauren, we'll for sure know his MO. But if he doesn't,
Then that's coming out in Twitter.
yeah. No matter what, he's fucked. Like, it's coming out somehow. He's going to show his true cards somehow, but
I just hope that, you know, he realized that he couldn't be with the other girl, and he had this opportunity to go on this show that he applied for because he's looking for someone that wants to be more serious, and maybe this particular girl wasn't. And he has met someone that he likes, and, you know, isn't expecting his ex, like someone he considers to be an ex, to be coming for him on the outside world.
surprise, surprise. They always come back.
Man. So I wanted to leave you with that. Any last thoughts?
No. I don't even want to think about Love Island until Thursday.
Oh no! I'm trying to be
I'm so shook right now.
Not to have told you.
No, you should have, but oh, if I'm this shook, I can't even imagine what Sully is gonna feel like. Oh my god.
Okay, that's so true, Jaquan. My mom always told me there are 3 sides to every story: his side, her side, and the truth. So the truth is whatever we say.
Yeah, right.
We'll just decide what the truth is here.
I hope it. I guess I hope it comes out during the season. That way, we are able to hear his side, whether or not it's the actual truth. But I feel like if it isn't brought up at all, and then like him and Sully are at the end, and America's not going to pick them, first of all, and second of all, even if they try to stay together after, it's going to blow up anyway. So I think it needs to come out like now.
I think it has to. The show is current. It's not something that's pre-recorded. So that's information that can be brought into the villa. And so,
why not anyone else? I knew it was too good to be true.
I mean,
I go for the Johnnies of the world, and this is my problem.
Well, he definitely came in as the temptation, right? So maybe the producers knew all along that he has this kind of back drama as well.
I mean, he was too perfect. There's no way.
That's so bad.
Well, thank you, Chantele.
No problem. What's this? With John on the show, his ex can do anything? I guess so.
Yeah, she can paint her own narrative, and
yeah,
exactly. And she knows like that America influences what happens in there. So let's hope. I just always try not to blame the girl first, because I know a lot of the times that does happen, even if they're not in the wrong. So I'm trying to stay open-minded, but
I mean, what she did was pretty petty as well. So
right.
It's just it could show the dynamic of their relationship. But like, because I'm thinking, like, if that happened to me, would I be like posting stuff on TikTok and be like,
Absolutely not.
He was my boy. We were dating at the time, and he decided that a week later that he's going to go to Love Island. I don't know if I would do that.
Take your losses and move on.
Maybe I would if I wanted to get some clout from it, though. So I think that she's being a little bit opportunist.
Great.
She did say that they were on and off. You know what I mean? So
for 4 years, on and off. So what? He's 22, so they started dating like 17 or 18. Okay. Those relationships always last.
So
And it looks like he proposed at a festival. So oh god. Oh, Johnny.
It's okay. We'll make it through this alive.
I told you I can't handle a Love Island heartbreak.
You know what, though? We don't know if that's going to happen yet because, you know. Okay, what else is he saying? Jaquan, we're trying to end this. You have such good tea. She's going to sabotage him so he can come home so they can try again. Maybe.
I would be like, no, fuck you.
Well, she would have ruined his chances, and she would have like posted all this stuff to make him look bad, defaming him for sure. I don't think that it would be a good tactic for her to, if she was interested in having a relationship with him again. Unless
it shows
before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It kind of shows like what tactics they've used on each other before, maybe.
Yeah,
And now it's like on a national stage.
it's kind of petty.
Good for her. What's her name? Text me her name after this.
Will do.
Do some digging.
Toxic. Oh my god, so toxic. Oh.
Pissed.
So he might fall for Lauren, you know, if we think of it in the toxicity way. Like maybe he likes the girl like fighting over him and like drama.
And if he does, I don't want to hear anything about the story again. If he falls for her, I already know. And I don't need to hear anything else about it. If he stays with Sally to the end, the shit's got to come out because I know she will have a lot of questions. Deserves to know.
I mean, we said that we want the drama.
We got it.
It's good drama. I mean, it just sucks who it's with, obviously. But there could be some new guys that come into the villa. Who knows? And maybe, you know, there'll be an even better guy for Sally.
Bring in a guy with an accent. Let's go.
Do you have any final thoughts?
No.
No. Boo.
No.
If people want to find you online, where can they find you? Boo.
Baby Zill on Instagram.
You can find me at ShanFranFran or at Reality Realness with 3 S's. You also can find me on Twitter at Shan____Fran or at Reality Realness with 3 S's, but no second E. You know, the spiel. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Please give us a reason to talk to you. I mean, we'll do it anyways. But knowing that you are joining us and commentating, like you, Jaquan. Hi, bye.
Shout out Jaquan.
You know, if you subscribe or if you ring that bell, you'll know when we go live again. We try to go live the day after every Love Island episode. So we'll be here again for you on Friday around this time. So we'll see you back then. Final thoughts?
I hope I'm in a good mood on Friday.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go to Twitter just to see if there's a thread. There's definitely threads in Reddit, so
I'm going right now.
Bye.